Hello everyone, my name is Arjun and welcome to the Rise of the Tamil channel. Today we are going to talk about an important topic, why India needs agriculture and what is Seemanism. Let's go into the topic. Alright, first of all I want to give you a brief description on what this video is about. This video is about what can we invest on. I mean, that is something readily available in India, and I'm going to give you three major examples, some of the world renowned people who has invested in that particular entity. Now, what am I talking about? If you're puzzled, then please wait and watch this video till the end, then you will know that what you should invest on and what is going to be the future for investment. Alright, I'm going to give you the first example now. The first example that I'm going to give you is actually someone who we all know. He's a world renowned person, and it is none other than the Microsoft co-founder, Mr. Bill Gates. Now, we all know Mr. Bill Gates, right? I mean, we have used his product somehow or the other, and we have used his operating system through Microsoft, the Windows operating system. But he actually co-founded Microsoft, and he's a billionaire, and he's one of the richest people in the world. So he actually has an investment group for himself. So the investment group actually looks at various other options and actually advises him on what he needs to invest on for the future. So they looked at various options, and they actually suggested or recommended to him that he should invest in this particular entity. This actually came out in Forbes, I think in the year 2022. So Bill Gates actually invested he actually bought 242,000 acres. I'll repeat it again. Bill Gates actually invested 242,000 acres. He bought 242,000 acres of farmland as part of his investment portfolio. You will be surprised, right? I mean, a person as big as Bill Gates, who owns Microsoft, who has so much money in his bank, and who is a billionaire and who is one of the richest persons in the world, is actually investing in agricultural lands. So when people went and asked him, he actually gave this answer. He said that I actually don't do any investment by myself. I have a set of people like an investment advisors who looks at various options, and they actually recommend to me what I need to do. Now, when they gave me an option of investing in farmlands, I readily took it because I think farmlands are going to be the future, and we have to invest in productive agricultural farmlands. This is what he said.
Why are you buying up so much farmland in America?
Yeah, I own, through an investment office that invests in quite a few things, about 1/4000th of the land in the U.S. So it's a very, distributed thing. There's not anyone who owns, much of that land. They've decided it's a good investment.
And he did not even stop from there. He actually went to Africa because he wanted to eradicate poverty in Africa. Africa is a continent. We all know there is so much poverty in Africa. He wanted to eradicate poverty. Do you know what he actually suggested? What was one of his suggestions to eradicate poverty in Africa? It is not anything related to technology. He did not ask people to learn AI or do coding or any of that. But it is on the contrary, he actually insisted that they have to raise country chickens or chickens so that he can eradicate poverty in Africa.
There's no investment that has a return percentage anything like being able to breed chickens. Livestock is really something quite amazing to help lift people out of poverty. If you get a family...
Are you surprised by it? He did not just he just did not suggest that they should raise chickens. He actually donated 100,000 chickens to the African continent so that they can raise chicken, and people who are in poverty can come out of poverty. If you really think about it, I can actually relate to this because whenever I go to the grocery store every week, I actually buy around at least $50 to $60 worth of country chicken eggs, because that's what I give it to my kids, because it is one of the best source of food which is unadulterated. So raising chickens and raising livestock is nothing that we should be ashamed of, but rather some of the most influential people in the world have actually suggested that we should invest in livestock. Think about this for a second. If you are in a rural economy, let's say you are living in a village in India, what do you think? What do you do? We either raise livestock, right? I mean cattle, or we have goats, chickens, and all this stuff. From cow, we get milk. From milk we can make ghee. And then we can make yogurt. From milk we can make buttermilk, and we can also make yogurt. So all this stuff can be marketed, and these are something that can fight poverty in India. So we looked at the first example. We know that Bill Gates, who has invested 242,000 crores on productive agricultural land, and he also insists that if in case you want to fight poverty, you have to raise chickens in order to combat poverty. We all I think we will go to the next person. The next person is also from the technology field, but he's someone who's as big as Bill Gates, and most of us know him. You know who it is? It is none other than Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon. Now, what did Jeff Bezos do? So I'll give you an example of what he exactly did. I think in the year 2017, he actually bought a grocery store in the US. You know how much he paid for? 1 lakh crore. 1 lakh crore in Indian money, and I think it was around 13 billion US dollars in US money when he paid and bought the grocery store. That grocery store is called as Whole Foods Market. I don't know if they have the Whole Foods Market in India, but Whole Foods Market is very popular in the US, especially among the elite people, because it is very expensive. Now, as soon as you go into a Whole Foods Market, you would actually see almost all of them there are organic food. You'll get organic meat, you'll get organic chicken, organic fish, and you'll get organic pressed expeller oils like coconut oil, sesame oil, groundnut oil, all different types of oil. And you'll get all organic foods, but you have to pay a good price for it. Now, why did he do that? Now, people went and asked Jeff Bezos, why are you investing in something that is into the organic food market? And he explained it very clearly. He thinks that the organic food market is going to evolve and is going to grow exponentially as the years goes by. When it comes to technology, we are going to go in advancement. But when it comes to food, we are going to go back and look at what we ate 2,000 years ago, what we ate 3,000 years ago. Are we still following the traditional agricultural practices? Do we have the old seeds that are non-genetic, non-GMO, and all these seeds? Do we have all those stuff? That is what is going to be very valuable in the future, and that is what Jeff Bezos said. Now, you might be surprised by the information I'm giving, but let's hear it from Jeff Bezos itself.
So we have to have something that's different. And that's what Amazon Go is. It's completely different. The Amazon bookstore, completely different. And we have ideas about how to merge Prime and Whole Foods to make that. Those are still rolling out. You haven't seen them yet. But to use Amazon Prime to make Whole Foods a very differentiated experience. And so what we're going to be able to do is take some of our resources, some of our technological know-how, and expand the Whole Foods mission. They have a great mission, which is to bring nourishing food to everybody, organic, nourishing food to everybody. And but we have a lot to bring to that table in terms of resources, but also in terms of operational excellence and in terms of technology.
Okay, now you saw it, right? I mean, he himself is explaining why they invested in organic food market. Now, if you really think about it, both Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates, they actually own software companies. They founded software companies. They are into cloud computing. Microsoft has Azure and Amazon has AWS. But both of them have invested in agricultural lands and something related to organic food market. Okay. Now the third example which I'm going to give you, someone who a lot of people may not know, but someone who's into the investment world, like in the stock market, might know him better. So we all know that there was a housing market crash in 2008. There was a huge housing market crash in 2008. There's a huge recession in the US. People lost their job. Everybody lost their money. I was here in 2008 when the stock market crash happened. I was right there in Manhattan when that happened. But if you think that everybody lost their money, then you are wrong. Next example I'm going to give is someone who made money during the 2008 stock market crash in the US. Do you know who it is? His name is Dr. Michael Berry. Now, Dr. Michael Berry is actually a medical doctor by profession. He studied and he became a doctor, but he was not interested in the medicine field, so he shifted to investing. What did Michael Berry do? Now, Dr. Michael Berry was able to predict that there's going to be a housing market crash. Can you believe it? He looked into the stock market and he realized that there is going to be a stock market crash, and he actually predicted that 2007 at this month there's going to be a stock market crash. But you know what people did? People laughed at him. Do you know why? Because there has never been a US housing market crash that has ever happened in the history of US. So people laughed at him and they made fun of him. You know what he did? He bet against the housing market and he bought something called as credit default swaps. He bought it, he paid a ransom for it. He had to pay premium for it. His investors were not happy with him. They thought that he's going to lose all the money. But listen to me carefully. He made millions of money when everyone else was losing money in the 2008 because he was able to accurately predict that there's going to be a housing market crash.
Were your clients grateful?
I think a lot of clients were just glad to be done with it at the end.
Even though they doubled their money?
Well, we made $725 million, I think, on the funds in 2007. And in the first 6 months of 2008, there was about $730 million in withdrawals. Perhaps I had made the trade too big for the fund. And my confidence in the trade had ticked off some people.
Now, why am I bringing him into this particular video? You might ask. The answer is, as soon as the news spread out and he is now become a renowned investor, people went and asked him, hey, Dr. Michael, what should we invest on? For that, he gave a beautiful answer. And you know what he said? He said, water is going to be a very good commodity, a scarce commodity, something that I should invest on. But unfortunately, I cannot invest in water because I cannot buy lakes or rivers. And I know that the organic food market is going. So, something that unites the water and organic food market is productive agricultural lands. And so, I have invested a significant amount of my portfolio in productive agricultural lands, is what he answered. You can listen to it now.
I believe that agricultural land, productive agricultural land with water on site will be very valuable in the future. And I've put a good amount of money into that. So I'm investing in alternative investments as well as stocks.
But just buying the land, not some stock tied to land.
Well, I'm a value guy, so I want to buy the land. I want the raw land, and then that's the way to get it cheapest.
How much of your portfolio is in land, would you say?
Oh, I don't want to disclose that, but it's a significant amount at this point.
Now, you understand what I'm saying, right? So, Dr. Michael Berry, who with his meticulous analysis was able to predict a housing market crash that has never happened in the history of the United States, insists that he has invested a significant amount of portfolio in productive agricultural lands. We call him a capitalist. But when the same economic model or principle is put forth by my brother Seeman, who is the chief coordinator of Naam, Tamilar, Katchi, everyone is making fun of him. Why is that? Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, and even Dr. Michael Berry, even Warren Buffett's son is into agriculture. He has invested into agriculture and he is doing agriculture in the US. Agriculture is something which we should not be ashamed of. India as a country still relies on agriculture. Farmers are the backbone of our country. It doesn't matter whether it is India, Australia, US. Farmers are the backbone of any country. They are the spine of the country. If you're not going to take care of your spine, then your country is going to go down. That is very plain and simple. So, irrespective of whether whichever party it is, Congress or BJP or any party, state party, they all look into urban economy. They think about softwares, they think about infrastructure, they think about real estate, they think about capital market, they think about this only in the urban setting. But no one gives importance to rural economy. But I think that's where we should give importance to. The growth of India should be very deep and it should not be shallow. If India has to have its growth deep, then it has to go to the roots and fix this issue. The issue is deep rooted. Think about this for a second. If a majority of the people are still living in villages, and if you are not going to take care of the rural economy, then how can India as a country grow? Some of the products, so for example, let's say I'm sitting in the US, right? I'm currently in the US. I want to buy some organic products. You know where I'll go to? I'll go to WholeFoodsMarket.com or Amazon.com, which is owned by Jeff Bezos, and I can order any organic product I want. I can order any organic product. I can order organic chicken, pasteurized eggs. I can go to meat and I can buy organic meat. I can go and order anything, organic yogurt, organic rice, organic oil, everything I can order sitting at my home, and Amazon will come and deliver it to me. Do you know why? Because they think that this is the future. People are going to eat a lot of organic food going forward, and we need to invest in organic food market. If you need to invest in organic food market, then you have to invest in productive agriculture lands. We have to take care of our agriculture lands. We have to take care of our natural resources for India as a country to grow. Now, I think you're all following me, right? I mean, this could be a contrarian thought. This could be a contrarian belief. But when India was very prosperous back then, we actually took care of a rural economy. When we had our rural economy intact and when it was prosperous, India was a very prosperous country. Don't forget it. Go to your roots, go to the history and look at what India did spectacularly good when it was a great nation. So, I'm repeating it again. It's like, I'll give you an analogy for you to compare it, right? Let's say you go to Australia, go to Perth, whereas the green surface, and you have to bowl, right? You're not going to have spinners because you know that the ball is going to bounce. You're going to have pace bowlers in Australia to win against Australia. Now, let's say they come to India. What do? Do we use the same track that is used in Perth? No. We create, a pitch where there's going to be a spin and bounce. Then we have at least 2 or 3 spinners in our team because we play to win the game. In India, the conditions are different. We play to win the game. In Australia, the conditions are different. So you cannot look at US or Australia or any of these countries, Western countries, and think that I'm going to go concentrate only on urban economy. No, you have to concentrate on rural economy. In my previous video, I've cited an example, California. California is the heart of Silicon Valley, but yet it actually invests a lot of its money on rural economy and make sure that they produce and export most of their agricultural product. That is what India should do. If India has to grow, then it should produce agricultural products, create value-added products from those agricultural products and export it to all the countries in the world. So if that has to happen, then you have to give importance to the state government. The state government has to give importance to the Gram Panchayat because I think the Gram Panchayats will take care of it itself. Now we have come to the end of the video. If you really liked it, if you think I'm making some valid points, then I would suggest that you subscribe and share to your friends. We are going to talk more about how we can build India as a country so that we can compete with other heavyweights around the world. Thanks for watching my video. All the very best.